Welcome to the summer. Action are high, tensions are even higher, but the grind must never stop! Hello, my name is Gallade, and welcome to the UNPL Spring Fling. Yes, even though it's in the summer, don't question it. Now then, they're doing an off-season because, hey, may as well see what this main league has to offer. And we're playing in low tier, though really it's more like mid tier. You'll see what I mean when we get there. And yet I still have doubts about that because, well, let's just get into that. First of all, a Blaziken. Now, Blaziken's already pretty good in low tier. We've used its power before. But this one's different. These people in there, infinite wisdom, allowed speed boost. Yeah. Now, while you might think this is broken, this might actually be a bad thing for us because everyone knew this thing was going to be a threat during the draft. So they brought stuff specifically to deal with it. So we can't just brainlessly use this Blaziken. We will actually have to put some effort into it. But even still, it's Speed Boost Blaziken. Like, it's a threat for a reason in low tier. So with Blaziken secured, I figured, alright then, let's secure some defenses. And we got just that in Milotic. Now, Milotic, it's pretty standard what it does. I have a love of bulky water such as Vaporeon. But surprisingly, I've never used Milotic in draft to my knowledge. I may have used it sometime in the past 7 years, but come on, that's 7 years. You think I'm gonna remember that? It does everything a bulky water has to do. It has Wish, it can heal itself, it's bulky as balls, it has Mirror Coat in case you want to be funny, and even some offensive potential and things like oil. Excuse me. And overall, it may be relatively one note compared to everything else we're going to run, but hey, it's a bulky water. It doesn't need to do anything else. But let's get some more bulk on this team. Alejandro the Sylveon is back! Ha-ha! Now they are both special walls, but they can both act as physical walls too. Plus, even though it got nerfed in Gen 7, Pixelate boosted Hyper Voice is still monstrous, and Calm Mind is as deadly as ever. Sadly, it did lose Mystical Power in the transition to Gen 9, so it's gonna be even more one note than it already was. But again, Pixelate Hyper Beam. I think we'll be okay for that. But now for my time-honored tradition of breaking the rules. Hey, we got Espeon! Alright then, now Espeon is more meant to shore up our speed because I'm not going to count Blaziken in the speed tiers because it's going to be speed boost, so having a nice 110 speed cap is very useful for us. Not to mention it makes for a good lead since, well, Magic Bounce is Magic Bounce. It's a nice little, go ahead, try me, I dare you. Not to mention, it can be more of a special-oriented sweeper than Sylveon is due to its immense speed and higher power level. Alright, but enough of the fun stuff. Let's get into history. Alright, Bramblegast, you listen to me, and you listen to me good. We weren't on good terms last time after being on really good terms the time before that. But now you have Poltergeist, so maybe, just maybe, you will not screw the pooch, okay? But yeah, it still does all the things that Bramblegast is supposed to do. It has spikes, it's a rapid spinner, it's a spin blocker, strength sap is useful on anything, and overall just being a bulky grass type is a pretty neat archetype to have. Super excited to bring this thing onto the team. Next up, finally something I am excited to see, Flygon! With all the major Dragon Dancers being, well, banned, it makes sense that I would want to gravitate toward Flygon. Though really, I don't want it for its speed. It's an electric immunity, which is always nice to have. An earthquake immunity, which, again, always nice to have. And a stealth rocker, which, again, you know what I'm going to say next. Not to mention its 100 speed tier complements Espeon and Bramblegast nicely, fitting in between its 90 and 110 at 100 itself. Not to mention, well, it's Flygon. It hits very powerful, and Dragon Dancers are always useful to have around. Next up, the duck! I like the duck. It's very good. Now, what does Porygon 2 do? Well, it's a duck. It doesn't have to do anything. It just needs to sit there and not die, because that's what ducks do! Not to mention, analytic. Yeah, it's analytic. Try saying that 5 times fast. Analytic means it's going to hit extremely hard for its speed tiers, and overall, it has everything it needs. It spreads the status, it can trick things away if it really needs to, and it's got the recover. Very useful mod all around. Next up. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm probably not gonna bring this thing. It's mostly to psych out the opponents thinking, oh, well, I'm too slow for them. Better just max out my speed on something. Make them worry. Make them feel afraid. Like, cycles are, it's not bad. But after BBR, well, I mean, I said the same thing about Iron Valiant, and it's doing pretty well right now in IPL, so who knows, maybe Cyclozar can redeem itself. Obviously, no Shed Tail, even though its speed boost Blaziken being on the team, I wouldn't blame you for thinking it did. Let's just move on from this thing. Articuno! Terra Articuno to be more specific. Articuno's one of the crippling flaws, its poor coverage, is no longer a thing. And in its place, you have some respectable speed, some nice power, and a special tank that can do as it pleases with Terra. And this is an open Terra. You don't know what you're dealing with. You just gotta hope and pray that this Articuno was not specifically made to assassinate you like JFK. It is perfect. But you know what? I've had enough Pokemon for a bit, so let's just switch over to some Minecraft. Oh yeah, Knuckle Stack. A status absorber like no other. A ghost switch in because, yes, this counts as one. And salt. I am a very salty person most of the time, so this just fits in nice and right at home for me. And with that, also the Eevee. Yep, I don't care where it is. Whether it be the DDL or the GBA, the Eevee stays with me every day. And that's our team for the Spring Fling. I'm looking forward to using this thing. I haven't played low tier in a long while. Actually, no, it was not. I think it was late 2022, so just a little bit ago. But still, it's always nice to get my experience back up there. And yeah, with that, I won't take much of you guys' time. See you guys in week 1.